We will now move on to the next and last session for today, an exciting exclusive open mic. We received an overwhelming number of participants, and selecting a limited number of performers for today was a tough job for our team. But we hope you enjoy these beautiful writings and sentiments. Lorenza Pieri has graciously agreed to accept the responsibility of judging this session and selecting the top 3 performers for today. Lorenza Pieri has worked in publishing for 15 years. In 2014, she moved to the United States, where she works as an author, journalist, and literary translator. Her second book, The Garden of Monsters, was selected for the Strega Prize and appeared in English in 2020, and it is a finalist at the Italian Prose in Translation Award, IPTA. For those who missed the previous session with Lorenza, where she read out some parts of her book, please do check it out at our YouTube channel or our Facebook channel. Lorenza, would you like to say a few words about the Long Weekends of Literature Festival? And if you have any hopes or expectations from the performers today?
First of all, I have to thank you all for inviting me to this amazing festival. I had the chance in these 2 days of participating also not as an author, but as audience to the panels and the encounters. And I feel that everything is so interesting, and even it opens really what you're doing is really something that open the borders to different points of view and such interesting voices from all over the world. So first of all, I'm very grateful to be part of it. And I have to say that I have no, I don't want to give any, form of expectation, personal expectation for the performance. I would really like to enjoy their freedom to express themselves as they like, and I hope to be a fair judge, even if always judging is something that puts someone in the position of selecting and with arbitrary means. And so I in some way it's a very hard task for me, but I'm sure I will try to do my best to be a fair judge. So thanks again, and let's give voice to these performers.
Yes, I will pass over the mic to my colleague Saransh, who will now introduce every performer one by one. And we will add every performer as a panelist as they get the stage to perform.
Thank you, Yoshita, and thank you, Lorenza, for being here. Just prior to beginning our performances for today, I would want to announce that the prizes that await these performers are the first prize winner will get to choose one of the following: a Kindle, a voice assistant, or earbuds. 2 runner-ups will get full access for 1 year of our reading app, Another. So these are the 3 prizes that we have in mind for now. Our first performer for today is an opera singer and a writer based in Delhi, Aastha Mohapatra, who will be performing her original poem set to music called The Willow Tree. Hi Astha, I welcome you.
Hi, thank you so much for having me over. It is such an honor to be here today. I mean, I've been following up on all the discussions that were happening over the course of the 2 days. And I just have to say, I'm so happy to be here. So my composition, The Willow Tree, is actually, this is something that I wrote back in 8th grade for my English class. And this actually led me to get into the world of writing and music. And only recently did I just go back to it as a singer, and during the pandemic when things were just so uncertain. And and this is something that just evolved, and I would love to present it for you. So this one is called as The Willow Tree. Lost in a dream or two, crossing over, trying to find my way through, for across the hills and over the sea lies my little willow tree. Rustling leaves call out to me. In my sleep they guide me to be the one who took the path less traveled by, and sings to me a soft lullaby. Far from the world of misbelief, hold my hand and come along with me to enchanted forest where I long to be, where lies my little willow tree. Taking it slow, you already know how bold in the river of tears roll. But just another night and this whistle will blow, and out of this wonderland we shall go. We shall go. Lost in a dream or two, crossing over, trying to find my way through. Thank you.
Thank you, Aastha. That was a tremendous performance. Do you
Thank
want
you.
to share something about the same?
Sorry, your
Do you
voice
want
just.
Do you want to share something about the same? What motivated you to?
All right. So I think the willow tree, I think the significance of this is that once, like, I think I was dreaming, and the most beautiful dream I ever had as a child that included a willow tree in it. And I didn't know what the tree exactly was called at that moment. But upon further research, I realized that, okay, so that is what the tree is called. And it just made me feel so peaceful and just so confident and so reassured in myself. I think that is what the willow tree is to me. It is for me a source of peace. Through this poem, I'm just trying to convey what and how I felt at that moment in which I was just so peaceful, away from all kinds of fears or hesitations, and just as a child, just free and in myself, in a very creative zone. So I think that is what this signifies for me, and I think for me this is where it all began. So yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aastha. So our next performer is Candice Mead. I hope that I'm pronouncing their name correctly. Candice will be narrating 3 of her poems on diverse themes. Hi,
Hello,
Candice.
good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you, Saransh, for introducing, and thank you, Belong, for this opportunity. A little about myself. I'm from Mumbai, India. I'm into the sensory and aromas world. I have written a lot of one-liners, poetry, and blogs, which are soon to release and even on social media. So just kind of reciting 3 poems. Because poetry for me is all about my thoughts and experiences on reality and how conflicting ideas create emotions that flow into words. I'll start with the first one here. It's called Boundaries. This is one such I would like to present for this literary fest, which is so relevant today, and being bound can be ironical. Cultures that bring a smile to my face, cultures that demand disaster from the race, traditions that bind us, values that shape us, rituals that tie us, colors that forsake us. Gaps can be bridged, across borders can be lived. Drawn by the lines, gets washed away too soon. Wars have torn us apart, heart of stone we impart. The minds that are blown, our deeds have shown. Reminiscence of the past throws light over the present, strikes lightning in the future. Stormy thunder is our teacher. Shines the rays of hope, the horrors we might cope. Fears the will that was, now and forever, my humble abode. The second one is hashtag, which is all about the social media buzz and addiction where all of us seek acceptance somewhere or the other. And it goes like this. Making a statement and trying to be a star. Overnight success, achievements so far. With all that smartness in the age of gadgets, multiple clicks and apps away, cluttered is the world of today. My only identification, my folks would know of me. How I live my very life, no one knows how it should be. Struggling to compare those who stand and stare. Yearning for likes and all kinds of comments. Voicing opinions on a forum. Democratically free of fear. Fastest finger moves first. I'm way behind the rest. The fear of missing out and posting it the first. Beams the light from dawn to midnight. Hashtag is all that defines. The last one is flawlessly imperfect. It's about who I am to the world, to who I truly am within. And this speaks about genuinely being human. There is no place where I ain't be judged for beauty or for brains. A criteria is set for the poor and the lame. I have no say, no thought that's strong to overpower too long. Yes, I lack the experience and the wit, the very place I belong and fit. You chose and not have I. When pushed too far, silence and anger explode alike. I stand for what I believe. I'm not my emotions, I don't grieve. A powerful request and commitment I make. It comes from within, not at all fake. Dusting the past, paving the future. Now at present, life's the teacher. Accept me as I am and get to know. I make mistakes. I accept failures. It's all about voicing and standing for integrity. Flawlessly imperfect. That's my entity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Candice. Truly amazing poems. Lorenza, do you have any comments for Candice?
Well, I prefer keeping my comments for later, maybe because it's fair I didn't comment on the first performer, so maybe it's better for me to stay behind the scene, even for not, I don't know, intimidate the performance. So so far I can just say that I think these two performances were amazing, and I'm really scared if everything keeps on this track of level of content and performance, it would be really, really hard for me to choose. Anyway, thank you very much, Candice.
Thank you.
Thank you, Candice. So our next performer for the day is Palak Singh, who will be presenting her poem titled Freedom.
Hi, there are two Palak Singhs in the attendee. Can the Palak Singh
Raise your hand.
Yes, please.
I hope we have the right Palak.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Hello, everyone. And thank you, Belong team, for presenting me. So, all right. So I'm Palak Singh, and today I'm going to present the poem titled Freedom. I wrote this poem during the lockdown as this pandemic was very challenging for each of us. Many of us went through anxiety and mental stress, like being locked in the house, right? So this poem is dedicated to those who are lost in their lives. They have captured themselves in solitary. But trust me, it's just a phase of life. There is always a light of hope for each of us. We just have to look for it. Sometimes it may take that time, but don't give up. Have faith, it will make its way. All right, so I'm going to start. Freedom. In a cold winter night, alone and quiet, imprisoned in a small hut of bread around the walls of fear, she muffled under the cozy warmth of courage, looking out a window of hope, reading stars, waiting for fluttering along, breaking those frail glass. Every day the sun, the moon, the stars enters the dread house, lightens the wall with assurance, leaving gleam in her eyes. One morning, the sun is blazing, trees are smiling, birds are singing, a sudden brawny breeze, breaking those frail glass of fear, enters the room. Sunshine comes to life, lifting its spirit inward, making her alive. She thought, what is this wonder? The window is open, the glass is broken, leaving her heart unspoken, the sun rolling through clouds, showering its glimpse in tokens. Sliding on rays, sailing in the air, her old friends enters, joy, grace, love, giving her a tight hug. The fear is dead. She grasps a deep breath, looking out a window, bordered with hope. Strong with age, she realizes it's a daylight now. Soft shadows of trees soothing her. She can taste the saltiness in the air. A calling from clouds, waves, and laughter. Freedom breathed in her soul, asking her spread the wings, leave the place. Fear cannot hold you. Simple pleasures I'll give you. Cold breeze in daylight, warmth in the moonlight, dancing skies, laughter in nights. Hope fills her eyes with light, rainbow around her, vibrant alive, filling her with passions to fly. She soars like a butterfly through the windows of hope, leaving the hut of dread in the dwell of freedom, living happily ever after, forever and ever. Thank you.
Thank you, Palak. Such an encouraging and delightful poem.
Thank you so much.
Next, we have with us Gitika Bakshi, who will be presenting a poem on the theme of regret and self-love. Gitika, are you there?
Hi.
Hi.
Actually, I was waiting for since long, but right now I'm in a market. So what I'll do, I have the poem in my notes only. So I would be switching off my camera and then reciting it. So in short about me, I am a working professional in an embassy and a freelancer language trainer for French and English. And I just, when I just get to know about this opportunity, I just could not resist myself. And thank you, Saransh, for this thing. And let me just present my poem first. So here it goes. Decluttering the tarred breath. Oh, so is it done? So easy. Was it really? Or have you paid price? None saw behind. When you peg away through the failures, they see the untainted white guys. Below it, you have scars. Speak up now when you have time. Don't believe in next time like you did last time. You kept mum believing they'll believe, but they never change. Earlier, they threw stones to stop you. Now they make a castle so high of expectations or assumptions. From where they can see how to dig the land deep enough to form an elevated platform finally. They'll be keen always. In you, princess, they have time so free. Do you too? No. You still have to fight demons. Some succeed in killing you. You must still walk. Even you went lame or you bleed, monthly, weekly, or hourly. You bear all sorts of tugs before. Or listen, this time of if you feel like relax, don't hesitate. Unlike you did last time, you ain't answering anyone. What, when, why? Relax. Relax until you reload yourself. The alter ego appears each time you gave a glance to a mirror. Pretty you or pretty not, who decides? All of them have ghost stories. Not everyone has guts to narrate, unlike you did last time. Unlike you did last time. So this was my poem.
Thank you, Gitika. Thank you.
I hope you all enjoyed it. I mean, I'm not an amateur, but yeah, it is something.
Thank you for sharing such a wonderful poem with us, and we certainly enjoyed it. Yeah, and I mean, like it's great that you're able to do it in a place which is not that personal right now.
Yeah, but I just found a place, a chair to sit by, and then I just did it. Thank you, Saransh. I did not want to miss this opportunity. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, so next we have with us Ankita Deshwal, who will be presenting their poem, A Game of Dice.
Hello, everyone.
Hi,
Hello, Saransh. Hello, judges. First of all, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Belong. So, guys, here I am, Ankita. I'm Indian author. Basically, I write everything in Hindi language, but here is my one write up in English. That is A Game of Dice. So I'm gonna recite this. A world of wonders and possibility, hands frozen with reality, faded dreams and life's brutality, illuminated by light of uncertainty. Yes, you heard it right. It's all the game of dice. A life full of varied chances, some odd and some evenly nice. You may lose today, but end up winning tomorrow, filling your quivers again with all your arrows. The dice may even fall on the darkest corner, where no light could sneak in with no exit close. You will have to move on, risking all, but you never know. Fate may take turns, imploring you to reconsider, leaping straight from depth of darkness, away from captors, shining in your favors. The only truth of this moment is clandestine in that time dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a puzzle which is yet to be fixed. Some colors are still left for the world to be seen. As the cloud clears, the music ends. The rule of life is just it's a game of dice. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. The choice to keep on playing is up to you. But if you possess that courage, roll the dice. You may have all the possibility to get all the paradise. It's all about the game of dice, or you can say it's about a game of life. That's all about this. Thank you.
Thank you, Ankita.
Thank you, Saransh.
Thank you for sharing such a pretty poem. Next, has Nandini gone
Hi.
beforehand? Yeah, hi Nandini.
Yes, hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. I hope you're all well. First of all, thank you so much for having me. All the poems have been so good so far. So I feel really happy to be a part of and just have this opportunity. What I'll be performing today is a 3-part trilogy that, like somebody else also said, was born out of COVID and the anxieties and the nervousness we all felt. So I hope you all like it. The first one is called Atlantis. The ferry is sinking. We are wailing out broken sobs in tandem, not individually, but together in a million. Thinking out dejected thoughts, yet still holding creased hands through it all. Justice is watching us from peculiar eyes, peeking from down below as we rise up in flames, as we turn into charred ashes, staring as we lay forgotten, waiting for the shooting star's gaze. She is watching us. She is watching us with a look far too peculiar for our liking. But she stays far away still. We try to reach, we try to grab her, but we can't. Atlantis held her tightly when he sunk, unaware of the changing creases inside the palms of her children left ashore. She is now awake, looking at us devoid of any sympathy. She's not who we knew her to be, rolling the dices over the token corpses of the darkened bodies as we lay weary from the misery, asleep and forgotten, asleep and forgotten. And those of us who are left, we're running above the water, trying to hold the wheel, and above us, the tiny, beautiful birds wail, they cry. They match our screams because below us, the snares restrict us and we are beholden in an embellished cage. She's in ignorance of all the searches sent out for her, diving down to the ocean floor for a mere glance, just a mere glance. She monitors us all in all her wisdom, hand in hand with a sunken lover. They're looking at us, they're here, yet they don't hear. They don't hear our screams. They're both similar in taste, tasting blood on their lips, holding crystal glasses, smiling as they're sullen, and every bit as ignorant as the world calls them out to be. Or maybe they're just tired, but now they can rest. They're now nothing but forgotten fragments of the imaginations of the philosophers and the optimists alike. They're nothing but that. And we look around, the fog is rising. Those running over the water are in need of the water. The hearts and the fields are inundated in floods. The water, it is pulling us down. We don't want to go in, but we must go in, for there is no other choice that remains. Unwilling, yet still, tired of wailing, tired of the broken sobs, tired of the rejected thoughts. So the creased hands of togetherness, they drop through it all, and the ferry has sunk. My next piece is called When Hearts Rupture. When hearts rupture, they're cremated in more ways than one. The flames flicker, entangled with the fleeting tears, the broken records crying out one final prayer. Staccato screams are heard through every roof, oblivion cemented into the discarded past as they dote over the corpses of the bleeding hearts. Shredded clothes floating on the river of unsaid apologies as the living drown, falling under the bricks of futile goodbyes. Marching over the fallen relics, we numb our souls, succumbing to, yet trying to erase the lines set in stone. When hearts rupture, they birth vain eulogies, exhibiting the sterile, flatline symphonies for the ragged audience to perceive. For the animosity lingers, it seeps beneath, it stings. Waterfall on the edge, the way the scarlet bleeds. Closing them at I rise at nights, there isn't a customary quiet, as the hearts hammer against the chest, roaring the cries of the uncharted destinies. Conflict breeds catastrophes, for we haven't known much else. For we are born in a hospital room, and God damn it, we die in it too. My last piece is called Graveyard. I had a date in the graveyard today. We held hands over the slain relics, carving for our place amongst them. Heaven is beautiful at night, I was told. Today, I learned that hell is distinctively irresistible during the day. Or perhaps it has to be. Since I was with the godchild of the sun, braiding my hairs, chanting poetry, blowing smoke rings, and bleeding me more than I care to admit. Over dead bodies are dead flowers, and I get down on my knees, picking from the sacred stashes as I offer one above. My vision vignette and my bones peel off, and I reek of my abandoned ruin. The titans subtly witness my doom. They dare not question, however. The breezes watch as I come undone, and the sweet birds hum my sweet eulogy to me. And with dead flowers, I fathom to be or not to be, to be or not to be, to be or not to be. Morning surrounds me in ways it has never risked before. There's beauty in the cherry blossom whose pastel tears fall on the ground, and I ask them before I can nod, are you crying for me? Why? I'm smiling wider than I ever thought possible. It hurts, my jaw aches. There's so much blood in my cheeks, I'm scared that I might bleed, and then it dawns on me once again. Hell smiles wider in the swollen daylight. I had a date with the graveyard today. I think maybe death isn't so sad after all. She appears stunning near my feet, wearing a wreath of white roses. Her eyes turn crescent when she smiles, all pretty near the tactile calamities. Maybe she's beaming because she knows I'm alive only to write love letters to her. I merely pray that she reads them. My lost lover, so goddamn charming. I will find her after the war, I will. The living tragedies hurt more than the dead's. I would know I am one. I find solace here, standing in the penchant of catastrophes, broken lockets that were once shaped like hearts. I have a locket too. It falls to the grass when I blow ashes on the ground. It fits right between the caskets, holding my own hand, learning to love and stand in front of my future failure. Ashes of tragedy I inhale as I let go. I join the birds and I sing the sweet songs, to be or not to be, to be or not to be, to be or not to be. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. I think that would be the end.
Thank you, Nandini. Truly remarkable oration as well as choice of poems. Yeah, thank you
Thank you so
for
much. Thank you.
participating.
Thank you.
So we have with us Mitali Gupta, who has volunteered to perform today. And in case if there are other other attendees who wish to participate as well before we close the open mic, they can actually reach out to me or the panelists. So over to you, Mitali.
Yeah, thank you so much, Saransh. Okay, do I have to switch on my video?
Not necessarily.
Okay, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Okay, so actually I wrote this poem initially in English, then I translated it to German, and the title of my poem is in Hindi, Ek Nazar Idhar Bhi. I don't know if some of you don't know Hindi or not, but yeah. So, okay, let me start with my poem. People call me hideous, and kids are afraid of me. Do I look so beautiful? I have deep scars all over my body and face. When I look at my old good pics, I am not able to recognize myself. Do I look so beautiful? These scars and this pain is the result of saying no to a reputed man who wanted to owe me. Should I regret saying no to that so called reputed man who is double my age? Really, do I look so beautiful? Should I regret being a girl? Should I believe the world which called me hideous? Do I look so beautiful? No, I don't regret anything. I don't think that I am hideous, as I have a beautiful, loving heart, but not a forgiving soul. Yes, then I look so beautiful. But I'll not forgive that reputed man who caused me this pain, and I won't forgive those who want to make me feel hideous. I am beautiful, and I know this. No one can make me feel hideous. I love myself and feel proud to be who I am, a woman, a wonderful woman, a strong woman. Yes, I look beautiful, even more beautiful than before. Thank you so much. That was the English part. Should I read it in German as well?
I mean, it's great that you have the translated work with you. If it would actually complement the poem, do go ahead. However, Lorenza can let us know in case if you can read in another language. Lorenza, what do you think? I can't hear you.
Okay, sorry, I had some technical issue and I cannot restart my video because I think it's been blocked by you. In any case, I thank a lot everyone and Mitali also for this new poem. If she wants to read in another language, of course she can, even if I don't understand Hindi. But well, what's the point now? Do I have to give my my 3 prizes?
Yeah, so in case if Vitali wants to go ahead, they can, and then like afterwards, we will be coming back to you, of course, with all your beautiful comments.
So okay, Mitali, feel free to go ahead with.
Okay, thank you so much, Lorenzo. Thank you so much. Okay, okay, this is the same poem is in German as well. So okay, die Leute nennen mich abschaulich und Kinder haben Angst vor mir. Sehe ich so schön aus? Ich habe tiefe Narben am ganzen Körper und im Gesicht. Wenn ich mir meine alte gute Bilder ansehe, kann ich mich nicht wiedererkennen. Wirklich, sehe ich so schön aus? Diese Narben und dieser Schmerz ist das Ergebnis, dass ich Nein zu einem Mann gesagt habe, der mich besitzen wollte. Sollte ich es bereuen, weil ich Nein zu diesem Mann gesagt habe, der doppelt so alt wie ich ist? Wahrlich, sehe ich so schön aus. Sollte ich es bereuen, ein Mädchen zu sein? Soll ich der Welt glauben, die mich abschaulich nennt? Sehe ich so schön aus? Nein, bereue ich nicht. Ich denke nicht, dass ich abschaulich bin. Ich habe ein schönes, liebevolles Herz. Aber ich habe keine vergebene Seele. Deshalb sehe ich so schön aus. Aber ich werde diesem abgebendlich Mann nicht vergeben, der mir diesen Schmerz verursacht hat. Und ich werde denen nicht vergeben, die mich abschaulich gefühlt wollen lassen. Ich bin schon und ich weiß das. Niemand kann mich abschaulich fühlen lassen. Ich liebe mich selbst und ich bin stolz zu sein, wer ich eine Frau, eine wundervolle Frau, eine starke Frau bin. Ja, ich sehe noch wunderschöner als zuvor aus. Vielen, vielen Dank. Alles. Das war alles. That's all.
Thank you,
Thank you
Ms.
so
Adi.
much for
Thank
giving
you.
me
Thank
this opportunity.
Thank you. Yeah. Amazing. Today we had people perform a great end to today's day. Lorenza, over to you.
It's really, I think it's the hardest task of my life because I found all the performance outstanding. I'm really amazed about these people. Most of them, they're so young and so good, both in writing and performing, that it's really impossible for me to say, to exclude someone from this, recognition and prize, because really any of them has something very strong to say and incredibly powerful. And so really, I thank you all, guys, because it was every single of you made an outstanding performance, and it's really hard for me to choose, and even I would like even to let you perform again in order to, I don't know, try to judge with more fairness and to have every nuance of that maybe I've lost in the through the Zoom. But well, actually, what I have to say is that Aastha really made an incredible performance, especially for the fact that she was singing unplugged and with the microphone of the computer, and what came out from her song was so great. She had such a great voice, and also the idea that she wrote this song when she was in 8th grade, it's adding something more. So I think that she really deserves the recognition. And it's very hard now to choose among the poems, but I think that once that Candice Midde were particularly strong, and if I have to say, maybe more pertinent to this festival and this belong idea of widen borders, and yes, it was the topic of the festival, also the diversity, and so her three poems are very actual, very contemporary, and they fit very well with the idea of the festival itself. So and I appreciate a lot the poem on the social media, because I think it's it was so so good to synthesize with their verse this crazy universe all the world is in. And oh my God, I really appreciate any of you, and Palak too is great, and her freedom poem was incredible and so full of hope, and Getika too. It was I appreciate a lot her poem, and the poem told in second singular person with the dialogue in. It's very hard, and it was so well crafted, and Ankita too, The Game of Ties. It was a wonderful poem too, and the last one, Mitali, 2 languages. It's the idea that she could translate too. But if I have to give my third podium, would be for Nandini Sharma, because her performance was so expressive, and these 3 poems so they were revelating such a maturity of style, and I think that it's so important in poetry. So it's really hard for me. Everyone was incredible. So if it were for me, I would really give a prize to anyone. And I choose Aastha, Candice, and Nandini, but I swear it's so hard for me to exclude the other 4 people, because everyone was so incredible. And I hope I don't find myself in other competition like this, because it's so hard to make a choice.
Thank you, Lorenza.
Thank you. And I ask you if you can please collect all the poems, and then maybe in the future you can send me through via email. Sure. I would really appreciate this, because it would be a wonderful memory for me to this incredible moment and this great performance. I think that all of them have a great future in front of them.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Lorenza. Thank you so much for judging, and for also such gracious and beautiful comments. All the poetry was very heartwarming and touching, and it is pretty unfortunate to choose. But thank you for taking that responsibility, and of course, thank you to the Italian Embassy Cultural Center for bringing Lorenza on board. And yeah, I think this is the end of the last session, but I'll ask Saransh to announce 4 winners of our giveaway by Prohelvetia, Swiss Arts Council, hosted on Instagram, the giveaway of the book Neon Pink Blue, and yes.
Yeah, so these names were randomly chosen from among the comments that we had received on the Instagram post. These four names are Priyanka Varma, Nipunika Arvind Pase, and Langlan Shanu. I think like we'll be reaching out to them personally on Instagram because I'm not sure whether they're there listening to us today. But yes, I think like we'll be reaching out to them soon. And I would really encourage all of you to constantly follow us and follow our work. And yeah, I mean, like, we are never bored of giveaways, I guess. Yeah.
And I would also like to announce the winners for the Goethe Institute goodie bag giveaway that we hosted will be announced on Tuesday. And I'd also like to announce that for those who signed up for our Pen Pal network, we are using LWeL as a platform to seed the network. We have already patched up Pen Pals for those we found proper cross-cultural counterparts. The network is just at its initial stages, and you can expect to hear back from us when we have found a perfect pen pal for you. The festival, although this was the last session for the festival on this track, the festival is still going on track 1 with Eva Baltasar in conversation with Riha Mukherjee, speaking about writing mental health and queerness. So join track 1 for the last panel discussion at the festival. Saransh will just send the link for the first track on the chat box below it there. And to conclude the festival, and thank you a lot for joining us for the 2 days of the long weekend of literature 2021, on behalf of our partners, Alliance Française de Delhi, the French Institute in India, Instituto Cervantes, AACID, Embassy of Spain, Goethe Institute Max Muller Bhavan, Italian Embassy Cultural Center, Embassy of Switzerland, Swiss Arts Council Pro Helvetia, Austrian Cultural Forum, Embassy of Austria, Embassy of Ireland, Como Portuguese Embassy of Cultural Center, Polish Institute, New Delhi, Liszt Institute, Hungarian Cultural Center, and Embassy of Denmark. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank our speakers, moderators, and authors who have agreed to participate in the festival and helped in truly making it a conversation of togetherness and belonging that goes beyond borders and barriers. Last but not the least, we thank each one of you for attending the festival and interacting with such varied languages and cultures. In case you want to write to us about anything, you can email us on contact@belong.net, or you can email on yoshita@belong.net. Looking forward to hearing from you and hopefully seeing you at the next edition of the festival and many more Belong events. Thank you.
Thank you so much.